Happy day to all of my art students. It's your art teacher, Miss Freels, with another super fun lesson. Now, last week, we had fun exploring robots and thinking about the job and the purpose of a robot. And we played a really fun game where we designed many different kinds of robots. We drew them on a piece of paper and we played with a game sheet and a dice. And we had so much fun creating those robots that many kids were excited to try and actually build a robot. So, welcome to week 23, Become an Engineer. So this week we are going to be revisiting the word STEAM and also discovering what is the job of an engineer and how could we use those skills to create our very own cat or dog robot. Let's get right to it. I'm excited. Remember STEAM learning? It's a way of learning that integrates different subjects. Today, we are going to become engineers. Remember, STEAM stands for science, T, technology, E, engineering, A, art, and M, math. An engineer is a person who designs and builds complex products, machines, systems, or structures. Engineers want to know how and why things work. There are many types of engineers. Engineers can build buildings, bridges, roads, machines, computers, and robots, just to name a few things. Today, we will become a mechanical engineer. In the robotics field, mechanical engineers would be in charge of the physical makeup of a robot. Last week, we had so much fun drawing some different robot designs. Our robots were given jobs, usually to help solve a problem or perform a task. We used art to help us draw our robots. Today, we are going to be using engineering to help us design and build a robot cat or dog. Last week, we dealt with two-dimensional designs of robots. Flat. Remember, two-dimensional is like a flat image, like these drawings. Today, we're going to try a three-dimensional version. Three-dimensionals has an extra dimension. That means it has form. We can pick it up. We can move it around. It has different sides. Here is the engineering process. The engineering design process usually starts with some kind of problem. Like, what is the problem we're trying to figure out or fix? Then we get to imagine. We get to brainstorm. Think about how we could fix that solution. Then we plan. We might draw something and make a materials list. What kind of things do we need to gather? Then we create it. We try it. And then we might need to do it again to improve it, to make it better. Why would we need to build a robot dog or cat anyways? Take a minute and think about that. What would be the benefits of having a robot dog or a robot cat? Today, You have a choice of using paper or a whiteboard to design and draw your robot dog or cat, or you can gather some supplies from around your house. I have some examples of supplies here. Colored paper works excellent, construction paper if you have it. If you have crafty things like popsicle sticks or pipe cleaners, how about just an empty box, small or large? Cardboard, any kind of cardboard. Toilet paper tubes or paper towel tubes work excellent. Old lids from different containers that you might have in your recycle bin, or maybe your family has some in the cabinets you can use. Glue, scissors, tape works best. Make sure you have permission to use the tape. And then we can get started. Well, if we need a reason to design and build our own cat or dog robot, I can think of a few, and you probably can too. I know many kids really want to have a pet in their home. They really want to have a cat or a dog, but maybe they rent their place and they're not allowed to have a cat or a dog. So if you had a robot cat or dog, that would be awesome. Maybe you're allergic to animals. Maybe you're allergic to dogs or cats, or somebody in your family's allergic to dog or cats. Well, then you could design and build a robot dog or cat to fix that problem. One more. Maybe you have a lot of rats in your house or a lot of mice. You could build a robot cat to catch the mice. All right, I have all of my materials ready for building a robot dog. Make sure you have at least some materials, even if you just have paper and a pencil and you want to draw along and design and plan your robot, that would be okay too. All right, let's go. All right, so today I'm not actually going to build my robot for you step by step, but I am going to introduce you to a few different kinds of materials that you might be able to find around your home, and give you some ideas on how you could use those materials. And I will give you a tiny little glimpse also into how I put together my robot dog in just a little while, and show you the finished product as well. Okay, so most of us can find these items around our home. Now remember, ask permission from your family just in case, and get permission to use these products, especially if you have tape. Tape really works the best for putting most of our robot dog together. Glue sticks also work. But sometimes glue isn't the best choice. So if you have both, you can kind of experiment and see which one works the best. When you're using tape, now I know this from being an art teacher for so many years. When you're using tape, please just gently pull off about as much as like your finger, as long as your finger at a time. Don't pull big old pieces off. If you pull big old pieces off, I'm telling you, it'll stick to itself. You'll be frustrated and you'll end up just wasting a lot of tape. Just little pieces at a time. Little pieces at a time, okay? You can always use more, but it's easier to manage if you just take a little piece at a time. And I'm going to set this one on the end of my desk so that I won't even waste that little piece. Look around for boxes. This box is like a perfect size. You can see it's just like about the same size as my hand. It's not huge. This would be a perfect like base for your a perfect body for your robot cat or your robot dog. You can wrap it in wrapping paper or wrap it in construction paper to color it. You could color it with markers, or if you have a nice like tempera paint, you could also paint it or wrap it in aluminum foil. These are just some ideas, okay? This is a perfect size box. I went to my recycling bin and I just found like an old yogurt cup. This could be like a cool head or some part of your robot cat or dog. I found some bottle caps. Bottle caps are cool. You could use them either way. You could use them for eyes or a nose or knobs or buttons on your robot. Just found like an old cap to some kind of bottle This also could be useful when I build my robot dog or cat. I found an old straw. I could cut it up into pieces for antenna or wires or something like that. I found some chopsticks in my drawer that I'm saving for I don't know why, maybe an art project such as this one. Aluminum cans are a good idea. You could wrap them also up in paper and use them for parts for your robot. Just be really, really careful, okay, to not stick your finger in the top here because this actually is pretty sharp. So be careful with these aluminum cans if you use them. And toilet paper tubes are awesome. Toilet paper or paper towel tubes. I'm going to just show you something really quick. If the best way to like attach a toilet paper tube to another piece of your robot, like for example, you wanted to attach it to your box like this, maybe for a leg. Oh, there we go. Maybe for like a leg or a neck or something. It's really difficult just to tape it down. So I'll show you a quick little trick. If you just take your scissors and cut like just like a half of an inch or an inch. So can you see that? It's just like barely. And you kind of do that like 4 or 5 times around the top, about the same size. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. So I'm just making little snips with the end of my scissors. Okay, I did that 5 times. And now you can fold those little flaps down like this, like that. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. And kind of fold them down all the way around. We learned this trick. We have learned this trick in art class before, but it's a little more difficult, right? Because we're not together right now. So now it's flat. So now I can put glue here on these pieces. And when I put it down on my box, it will be so much easier to attach. So I can glue it, right? Put glue on those flaps, hold it down like this till it dries, or I can tape those flaps. That is kind of a nice trick on connecting different pieces. All right, I will give you a little glimpse into how I created my robot dog, but the reason why I don't want to go exactly step by step is because I don't want you to get stuck on some kind of idea like it should look exactly like mine, or that you might even have the same materials as I do. We're all going to find different materials around our house, and part of this art project is being an engineer and being a problem solver and figuring out the problem for yourself. And the amazing finished product is Sparky, my robot dog. Say hello, Sparky. He's got some buttons and knobs on the front, his little waggly tail in the back. And that's all out of things that I just found around my house. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Send me your pictures, your videos of your robot dog or cat. And I'll see you next time.